The global car industry is changing faster than ever before. Electric vehicles, AI driving systems, new emission laws and shifting consumer habits are reshaping everything we thought we knew about cars. There was a time when Jaguar meant prestige, a British badge of power and performance. Today, it's a brand quietly pulling the plug on its own life support. Jaguar has officially announced that every single model in its current lineup, sedans, SUVs, and even sports cars, will be discontinued before 2026. That's right, everything they build today, gone. And the replacements? They won't arrive for nearly 2 years. That means 18 months of empty showrooms and no new inventory. Even worse, Jaguar plans to ditch dealerships entirely and go online only when they relaunch. That leaves hundreds of dealers with nothing to sell and thousands of owners wondering, who's going to fix my car when something breaks? And something will break, financially and mechanically. Resale values are dropping fast, warranties are becoming complicated, and insurers are raising rates because they see the risk. Jaguar wants to reinvent itself as a Bentley-level luxury brand. But let's be honest, Bentley buyers aren't cross-shopping Jaguars, and Jaguar buyers don't have Bentley budgets. It's a strategy designed in a boardroom, not for the real world. Jaguar isn't just running toward a cliff, it's flooring the gas pedal. If cars were judged by passion alone, Alfa Romeo would live forever. But passion doesn't pay the bills. Alfa's fans are loud, loyal, and obsessed, but the numbers tell a different story. While a Mazda CX-5 flies off the lot like hot coffee on a winter morning, Alfa's savior SUV, the Tonale, sells at a ratio of 8-to-1. Behind the scenes, things are even uglier. Budgets have been slashed. Future projects have been cancelled. Dealers are quietly taking down Alfa signs or merging them with Fiat just to survive. Parts are taking longer to arrive, service centers are disappearing, and owners are left wondering if they bought a car or a headache. And if you're financing a new Alfa Romeo in 2025, you might still be making payments on a brand that doesn't exist by 2026. Because when a company stops investing in tomorrow, it's usually because it doesn't believe in one. France's answer to BMW and Mercedes, DS Automobiles, looks classy on paper. In reality, it's bleeding out. To survive, a typical dealership needs to sell around 50 cars a month. Most DS dealers are lucky to sell 15. That's not a business model. That's a countdown to closure. And depreciation? Brutal. A DS can lose over 65% of its value in just 3 years. One of the fastest collapses in the industry. It's a premium badge with no premium demand. If DS disappears, which insiders say is very likely by 2026, owners will be left stranded. Parts will dry up. Mechanics won't touch them. Insurance companies will hike rates to cover the risk. In short, DS Automobiles might soon become exactly what it's always feared becoming. A luxury brand that nobody even remembers existed. And here's the scary part. Those were just the opening shots. Because what's coming next are the brands you grew up with. The names you thought could never die. Until now. Once a symbol of American innovation, Chrysler helped build the muscle car era. Bold design, raw power, and Detroit pride. But look at Chrysler today, and you'll barely recognize it. Last year, Chrysler sold fewer than 200 cars in all of Europe. That's not a typo. 200. You could fit every buyer into a single movie theater. Its entire lineup now consists of just 2 aging models, the Pacifica minivan and the 300 sedan, both running on tech from nearly a decade ago. While competitors like Toyota and Ford push hybrids and EVs, Chrysler seems stuck in 2015. Executives keep promising a comeback with flashy EV concepts, but the truth is simple. You can't build a future on nostalgia. Dealers are frustrated, sales are stagnant, and the brand that once defined American luxury is now a ghost, quietly kept alive only because of its parent company, Stellantis. If Chrysler can't launch something truly new and fast, it may not live to see 2027, because heritage only matters if you're still around to honor it. There was a time when Mitsubishi was the cool kid on the block. The Lancer Evolution dominated rally tracks, the Eclipse was a street icon, and the brand had swagger. Now, Mitsubishi has become the brand people forget even exists. Walk into a US dealership today and you'll see cars that look years behind the competition. Recycled designs, outdated tech, and no real identity. Their new models are often just rebadged versions of cars built by other companies. That's not innovation, that's desperation. And while other Japanese brands like Toyota, Honda, and Mazda are setting EV and hybrid sales records, Mitsubishi's global market share keeps shrinking. In Europe, the brand is collapsing. In North America, dealerships are closing. Even loyal fans of the Lancer and Pajero know it. This isn't the Mitsubishi they once loved. It's like watching a champion fighter come back to the ring long after the glory days, swinging slow punches while the crowd quietly looks away. By 2026, Mitsubishi might not just lose customers, it could lose its reason to exist. When Smart launched in the late 1990s, it looked like the future, tiny, efficient cars for crowded cities. But that future never arrived. The world went electric, yes, but not that small. Consumers wanted Tesla-style range and SUV comfort, not two-seater pods that felt like motorized helmets. Smart tried to reinvent itself as a pure electric brand, but it only managed to reinvent its losses. Even Mercedes-Benz, Smart's parent company, is backing away. They've already offloaded control to a Chinese partner, and sales are evaporating faster than ever. The Smart #1, their latest EV, was supposed to be a new chapter, but it's barely selling in its own home market, and in the United States, Smart is already dead. Smart was once a clever idea. Now it's just another name in the long list of cool concepts that never made it. By 2026, its final chapter might be written. A headline reading, "The Smart brand gone for good," or, "If you love rally racing, you know Lancia." It once dominated motorsport, winning world championships with cars like the Delta Integrail. But those glory days are buried under decades of neglect. Today, Lancia is surviving on a single model, the Ypsilon, which is basically a rebadged Fiat 500. And here's the kicker, it's sold only in Italy. Outside its home country, Lancia doesn't even exist anymore. The company's new plan? Relaunch with an electric car in 2025. But when your brand is already forgotten and your market share rounds down to zero, even a shiny new EV can't save you. Investors know it, dealers know it, and fans, the ones who grew up idolizing Lancia, have already moved on. They watch modern rally races now and see no trace of the name that once ruled them all. Unless a miracle happens, Lancia will soon join the ranks of Saab, Pontiac, and Oldsmobile, brands we talk about not in the present tense but in tribute videos. So far we've seen fading legends, brands quietly losing ground. But the next ones? They're not just losing ground, they're collapsing in plain sight. One is a so-called luxury brand that's losing millions every quarter. Another is the empire that owns half the names on this list, and it might drag them all down at once. Once positioned as Nissan's luxury answer to Lexus and BMW, Infiniti started with promise. Sharp design, powerful engines, and a premium edge. But you know, that spark faded fast. Infiniti never found its identity. It wasn't luxurious enough to steal Mercedes buyers and not affordable enough to lure in mainstream shoppers. Then came the final nail. The electric revolution. While Tesla and Lexus poured billions into EV innovation, Infiniti stayed stuck in the past, repackaging old designs and calling them new. By 2020, Infiniti had quietly pulled out of Europe. By 2023, US sales dropped to their lowest in decades. And by 2025, many dealers are asking themselves the same question. Why are we still here? Their once promising Q-Series sedans are gathering dust on lots. Service networks are shrinking. Even loyal owners struggle to find specialized technicians. It's a painful irony. Infinity's name means limitless possibilities, but its future feels completely boxed in. Unless Nissan pulls off a miracle EV comeback, Infinity might not just disappear by 2026. It might already be gone in spirit. Say the name Maserati, and people imagine exotic design, Italian passion, and pure performance. But behind that beautiful trident badge hides a story of chaos. Maserati has been relaunching itself every few years, each time promising a revival. New car, new logo, new plan. But the results? Always the same. High hopes, low sales, and faster depreciation than almost any luxury car in the world. Even their halo model, the MC20, loses up to 30% of its value in the first year. For a $200,000 supercar, that's financial heartbreak on wheels. Inside Stellantis, Maserati's parent company, the brand is on life support. Engineers are being reassigned, dealers are closing, and investment is drying up. Because when a brand can't make a profit even on $150,000 plus cars, the end isn't far away. Maserati still tries to sell the dream that owning one makes you part of something rare, romantic, Italian. But that dream has turned into an expensive nightmare for too many buyers. By 2026, unless Maserati finds real innovation and reliability, not just style, the trident may finally sink beneath the surface for good. And now, the biggest shock of all, the collapse of Stellantis, the massive automotive empire that owns Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Chrysler, Fiat, Peugeot, Citroën, Alfa Romeo, Opel, Maserati, and more. On paper, Stellantis looks unstoppable, a global powerhouse. In reality, it's a house of cards. Sales are falling in almost every major region. Debt is rising, factories are closing, and internal chaos is spreading as executives scramble to save what's left. The problem? Stellantis has too many brands, each competing for the same shrinking customer base. They're fighting each other for scraps instead of uniting behind a single strong identity. Even worse, several of its luxury and mid-tier brands are burning cash faster than they can earn it. Alfa Romeo can't find buyers. DS Automobiles bleeds money every quarter. Fiat is a fraction of what it used to be. When one parent company props up too many struggling children, it's only a matter of time before the whole family falls. And here's the chilling part. If Stellantis crashes, it could take everything down with it. That means warranties vanish, resale values collapse, and millions of car owners wake up to find the badge on their hood belongs to a brand that no longer exists. We've seen this story before, with GM's bankruptcy in 2009, but this time it could be bigger. 14 brands, thousands of dealerships, millions of vehicles, all hanging by a thread. Here's the truth. We are standing at the edge of a new automotive extinction event. EVs, automation, and shifting economies are rewriting the industry faster than anyone expected. Some brands will evolve, others will vanish overnight. If your car's name ends up on this list, you're not just watching a company collapse. You're watching your own resale value, warranty, and peace of mind evaporate. So before you buy your next car, ask yourself one thing. Will this brand still exist in 5 years? Because no matter how shiny that new car looks on the lot, if the company behind it disappears, you're not buying transportation, you're buying trouble. And in the chaos that's coming, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button. Because next week, we're flipping the story. The top 10 car brands that will dominate by 2030. the ones building the future right now. Subscribe, stay sharp, and remember, cars should take you forward, not take your savings.